It is 8 o'clock, 8 a.m. in Melbourne, Australia. Good morning and greetings if you have joined us from a different time zone. My name is Yawer Iqbal and I'm very excited today since I am presenting a topic which I have a lot of passion for. This is an introduction level session for Power Virtual Agent, which is one of the Microsoft offerings, and it allows anyone to basically create a chatbot without writing any code. Before we proceed, I would like to thank our sponsors for their support to this awesome community event. And in terms of code of conduct, just a brief reminder for everyone, this is a community event hosted for mutual learning. And please be constructive, respectful, and helpful just to make this event a success. Agenda today. Before going to demos, I will spend a few minutes on explaining a few basic concepts like what are bots and what are chatbots. I will also try to discuss what is PVA, Power Virtual Agent, and what are a few things we can do using Power Virtual Agents. Also, I will try to discuss a few reasons for which chatbots are gaining a lot of popularity nowadays. This is an introduction level session about Power Virtual Agent and chatbots. It is especially for you if you are new to chatbots, but even if you have done some work with Power Virtual Agent or chatbots, I believe still you will find this session valuable. I think before proceeding further, it will be a good idea if I introduce myself. My name is Yawer Iqbal and I live with my family in Melbourne, Australia. I have more than 12 years of experience in software industry for developing and delivering software systems. And I'm working as a consultant and solution architect. Most of the time in my career, I was working with Microsoft technologies, and I love being a community speaker and blogger. I will encourage everyone to please get involved in this mutual learning. Please use social media of your choice with these hashtags and tell community together what amazing work we are doing. For the event, hashtag M365 May we are using, and specific to my session, if you like, please use Power Platform and Power Virtual Agent. And of course, add value by your valuable questions. I will suggest if we keep question and answer in last, this way I will able to cover what I have planned to cover today. But please feel free and ask if something is not making sense there and then. By the way, these are my kids. Uh, all of us have some sort of memory references about bots. Just on the lighter side, these memory references may not be very pleasing though, especially if we have to prove again and again, I am not a robot. And a few times, a little fear may be attached to these thoughts, especially because we have good and bad bots. Example of good bots are web crawler, chatbot applications, and a few examples of bad bots are malware and different type of software viruses. I believe after these sort of memory reflections, anyone will like to know what is a bot then. To me, today the definition of bot is what Microsoft CEO Satya Nadella said in 2016. Satya said bots are the new apps. And I think that is really true today. Bots are the new apps which are easy to build. These apps are to empower users and they solve real business problems. These apps are supported by artificial intelligence and they are driven by data. Then what is basically a chatbot? Chatbot is just a type of bot. Initially, we have a concept where people were doing things, then the concept came where we started using systems or software for doing different things. It was good, but only issue was with using software systems or systems in generally, we miss conversation. And the chatbot is basically sort of thing which is bridging that gap. And when we are using chatbot, we are still using applications behind. They are doing almost everything which are, may not be everything, but most of the things which are standard application will do. And we have further spice of conversation. Next, I will discuss a few reasons for which I believe chatbots are gaining a lot of popularity. Of course, basic reasons are chatbots are available 24 by 7. They are easy to create and maintain, and the cost of running one or a couple of chatbots is much lower compared to the cost that will be that a business will be facing for employing a few people to doing same tasks. And now bots are not just chatting applications. They have ability to do things like they have ability to do things automatically, and they have ability to communicate to APIs behind. They can talk to different backend systems. So it means chatbots have ability to maybe retrieve data, update data, and create records. Similarly, they can trigger processes and do a few other things. Due to these characteristics, chatbots are being used for increased engagement and providing better services. And this increased concept of increased engagement and better services is not just limited to clients, but also it is within organization for staff as well. There can be tens of examples of where businesses are using chatbots nowadays. Quickly, I will maybe go through and call out a few of them. Chatbots are being used for doing bookings, for taking orders, similarly for tracking orders, providing order updates, and also for creating support requests, updating support requests, providing ticket status to client. And internally, chatbots are being used for training and simplifying internal processes. Now, after this, a few basics, we will give towards Power Virtual Agent. Power Virtual Agent is the newest member in Power Platform family. There are four basic products in Power Platform. These are Power BI, Power Apps, Power Automate, and Power Virtual Agents. The purpose behind all of these products is to empower end user, no matter they are hardcore developer, they are administrator, or just a power user. A few key features of Power Virtual Agent. I think the main thing is Power Virtual Agents are powered by artificial intelligence. It means for conversation with a bot using when it is developed with Power Virtual Agent, conversation don't just have to be exact matches of sort of sentences. Actually, using artificial intelligence, natural language processing capabilities, bot have capability of understanding the context and intent of conversation as well. I will explain this further in when we move to demos. And we using PVA, we can create bots without writing any code. But of course, having coding skills, it helps, and we can take to bot creation experience to next level. One important thing when we are creating or using chatbots is its ability to transfer to a human agent. And PVA currently provide this ability, like a PVA chatbot. with a PVA chatbot, chat can be transferred to Dynamics 365 Omni-channel, and PVA bot can be hosted to multiple channels. And what a channel is, basically, channel is a sort of platform or application that can host or where we can attach our chatbot to. Currently, there are 15 different channels available. Some of these channels are sort of general, like a chatbot can be hosted to a website, to a mobile application, or even to email as well. But there are a few channels which are specific to applications and platforms. For example, chatbots can be hosted to Microsoft Teams, to Skype, Telegraph, and Cortana, Slack, and a few other examples. To get started with Power Virtual Agent, I have included the short URL to create a trial environment. It is aka.ms/trypva. And once we sign up for a trial, we can keep using that trial for 2 to 3 months. When we sign up for a trial, usually we have to tell which country and region we are residing in, and after that, PVA environment create first bot for us, and we just need to provide the name of bot. In this example, I have already have created a bot, and its name is I have given its name Eliza. And by the way, it is said Eliza was the first chatbot in history. And after signing up, we reach to our PVA environment, and this is where I will move towards demos, and I will need to pause for a minute, and I will show my PVA environment. Lauren, can you please confirm? I just have shared my browser. Is it still visible and everything looks good?
Yes, that's coming through fine.
Okay, thanks. After coming to PVA environment, this is the sort of environment which we get. Okay. And if we click on this small bot icon, this is the sort of this can be sort of starting point. If we click here, we see we have ability to create a chatbot. And if you have already created a few chatbots, just like me, for example, for demo, I have created a few chatbots. All of them will be listed here. So I will pick my first chatbot for demo. It may take a couple of seconds. Okay, so let's start chatting in this environment. Currently, this is a sort of test bot which PVA already have created for us. I will start conversation. I will just create my bot, and I hope yeah. In response, bot has responded with a couple of messages. It is saying bot can help me in doing these things. So to proceed with conversation, it is asking for it can provide me details about store location and orders. So maybe I will ask quickly, is there a store near me? Okay, and bot has responded which location you are interested in, and I will select Redmond. In response, bot has provided me location, and it is further asking, did that answer your question? I'm saying yes. Next comes a sort of survey. I'm saying experience was good. Next question, bot is asking, can I help with anything else? I'm saying yes. Next question I'm asking is, by online? And bot has further responded. It is asking which state you will be shipping. Since this is out of box, I have not modified this bot, so it has a few states from USA. So I will just say Washington. And next bot is asking what items you are interested in purchasing. I will say maybe a desktop computer. And that was it. And bot has said, okay, to complete your order, please go to your cart. Of course, this chatbot is not configured to any e-commerce website, but for the sake of demo, we have explored what sort of conversation it was, how conversation was being happening. Now, any curious mind will like to know after that how this chatbot was working or what instructions it was following. And this brings me to explain what topics are. Basically, in PVA environment, topics are topic of conversation. And to explain, if I open one of the topics, for example, greeting, I'm going to open it. Basically, a topic will be triggered by a phrase. And we can see here we have a few phrases like good afternoon, good morning. Basically, this is a sort of training we are providing to our bot. Like, if any of these phrases, if it happens, this this particular topic will be triggered. And next we are saying if this topic is triggered, please respond with this message. After that, show the next message and then show the next message, which is third message in sequence. Let's see another topic. And trigger phrases for these topics are a few like, are there any stores around the area? Check store locations, closest store near me. Now you can see the in conversation what I was typing, it was something, I think, is there a store near me? So it is not exact match of words, but since PVA bots are using natural language, they are understanding the conversation with natural language processing. So they are able to understand, like, basically by is there a store near me, basically this is the phrase which should be triggered. Next, in this topic, there was a message. Further, we ask bot asked which location are you interested in, and there were three options which were provided to user. Basically, for these options, bot already have created automatically these branches, and with every branch there was a separate message. In case if how their topics are being developed or created not making a lot of sense, please hold on for a couple of minutes. In next 5 minutes probably we will create a topic, create a chatbot. But one thing which I just want to mention here is when a bot asks question, we need to help bot understanding from response what sort of answer it will be. And to train that or to help bot understanding that answer, we need to tell what type of question it will be. And these type of questions, there are a few type of questions which are pre-built, and we can also create custom types. And these question types are called entities in PVA. I will, before creating our chatbot, I will quickly demonstrate what entities are. Okay, this is the list. From here we can create new custom entity, and a few of the entities are pre-built, which are already available. We will quickly maybe let's open age and see. Basically, the information this entity is providing is user can type something like this: I am 19 years old. My car is less than 5 years old. Basically, user can type in different formats, and in entity these are the options which are available, and in a variable as a saved value PVA will extract a number for it. Let's see another example. Maybe language. Here user can type I can speak Chinese, but if we have mentioned in our question like the answer will be of type language, PVA will able to extract the name of language from conversation. For example, if user type I can speak Chinese, PVA bot will able to extract Chinese. If user say I enjoy Russian literature, bot will able to extract Russian, and it is not just limited to these three languages. Yeah, and with this, let's move towards creating a bot from scratch. We just need to provide name of our bot, and it can take maybe a few seconds or maybe half a minute. I'm just giving it name, uh, community health center. Basically, I'm thinking we will create a small chatbot. What that chatbot will do is it will ask user will able to start conversation and request booking a appointment to a GP, and bot will ask a couple of questions like what is your name, your phone number, and maybe the appointment date and time, and based on that you chatbot will respond, okay, we will confirm you appointment with these details. This is just a small demo, but we will go through create some topics and use entities in this process. Okay, so newly created bot, it has been created. Let's And the current experience will be exactly what we have explored before. But before moving, I will quickly explain one feature. Like this is a sort of feature which we can use to test our bots as well. For example, if I click check this button, track between topics, and I say, and I start conversation, I start testing my bot, you will see what topic bot is using for conversation. They will be appearing here, and PVA environment will be telling, okay, this is the map or here conversation is leading to. Okay, if I ask now, is there a store near me? You can see based on the conversation, here it is PVA bot is showing the conversation, but on the right side, basically it is showing the sort of map of topics, the way conversation is happening as well. So this was still out of box thing. Let's move and we will try and modify this bot and create a sort of what I explained before, a, a booking, maybe appointment booking bot. From topics, I just have picked the greeting, which was initial topic. I will just modify. By the way, from here we can we can add a question if we want, or we can show a message if we want. I will maybe delete this one, and I will add a new message here, show a message. I'm saying hi, you are, I think I may have already written, not available. Okay. You are chatting with a virtual bot. I can help with booking appointment with GP. So I just have if this topic triggers, first message bot will respond with will be this one, and the next message it will say if you would like to speak to a human agent, let me know, and then this one. I will first of all like to save my topic because I have done a few changes. Okay, after that, after this message, maybe I will, okay, I will ask, maybe ask a question, and question will be how I can help today. And from question type or entity, I'm basically telling bot if it would be something like age or city, I would be selecting appropriate entity from here. But for this scenario, it is I'm going to use multiple choice options. So I'm giving here two options. First option is book an appointment, and second option is you can see as I'm creating these options, PVA is automatically basically creating branches for these options. So next I'm going to write is cancel appointment. Apologies if you find any typing mistakes. At the time, I'm just focusing, just since we have limited time, so I just want to complete this demo. For this particular, in case user select, user say cancel appointment, I'm going to say maybe show a message. Please call our center, medical center for cancellation. And after this message, I'm going to end conversation, end with survey. So just to handle it a little gracefully, but this will be the area where we will be spending our time further. If users say they want to book appointment, further I will I want to ask a question, which is what is your full name? So what is your full name? And under identify we have a specific type here. By the way, user's entire response, if we select this one, whatever user type will be saved as a response. But since we have a specific type for names, so I will use that type, which is person name. And PV already have created a variable here, which will be holding the value or the name of the person. I will quickly rename it. Full name. Okay, it looks good. And after user replied what is his or her full name, next question I want to ask is what is your best contact number. Now this reply can be string. We can save the whole reply as answer, but we have another type here, which is I guess phone number, which just basically will extract the phone number from the whole string. So I will use that. Same way I will rename my variable, and it is a contact number. It looks good. And the third question which I'm going to ask is maybe about appointment type or a time for appointment. When you want to have an appointment. Okay. Now again, similarly, we have a few type of questions which we can select. Because this I know this answer will be something like a date or time, so I will select appropriate entity type here. So I'm selecting date and time. Same way, I'm renaming my variable because I'm going to use it next. And variable name will be maybe date, time. Okay. And once user provided me answer to all these questions, what I want to do is I will display a message like we have received your details. Thanks. Now, if you remember, we have a few variables here, and these variables are accessible from this small button. So I will say thanks and full name. We will confirm your appointment on date and time. Your your contact number. Okay, let's save it and we will try to run and see how it is, how conversation goes. Okay, this topic has been saved. I'm going to trigger conversation. I'm going to say hi. Tracking is already enabled, so we will be seeing how conversation is moving. As we design, as per our instruction, bot has shown here two buttons, two options basically. So I'm saying I want to book an appointment, and you can see here it just have moved to the relevant branch. Now, if you remember, when I was giving in instructions, I separately put three questions. One question was, what is your full name, best contact number? But now here is an interesting thing. If I say my full name is Yawer Iqbal and contact number is 04, I'm just giving a just a random phone number here. Okay, now you can see bot has basically skipped the next question, which was basically where I was asking for a contact number. Bot has already understood this reply has phone number and full name. And if we explore this button here, we can see what values we have in our variables. You can see full name, it has my name, and under contact number, P.V.A automatically has extracted the phone number. Now, what I'm going to demo is really interesting. In date time, I'm not going to give a exact date. I'm going to say next Friday, 5 in evening. Okay, so based on my response, next Friday, 5 in evening, bot has tried and determined, okay, next Friday is 22nd. I hope it is 22nd will be. Yeah, looks like it is. And 5 in evening, bot has like understood it is basically 5 p.m. So it looks good. Quickly, I will extend it a little and I will try to use entities in my bot now. What I'm going to do is in entities, I will create a entity which is staff, and under staff entity, I will add a name of a few medical specialists or some doctors, and user will able to select one of these. So I'm just clicking. I want to create a new en entity, and entity name is staff. Okay. First name I'm going to give is GP in my area, Dr. George. Another GP in my area is Dr. Muhammad Ali. Now, if we see there is another interesting feature which is synonyms. We can provide a few synonyms of a value. So, for example, if here I say synonyms can be Dr. Ali, maybe another synonym can be maybe Dr. just Muhammad with a different spelling, and that's all. So what will happen is if user type any of these, PVA will able to understand like basically user have selected this item. Maybe I will add another doctor, some Dr. Selena, and that's all. Okay, my entity has been saved. Now I'm going back to my topics. Under greetings, I'm going to, it is generally when we are developing our chatbot, it will not be a good idea to put everything in one topic. Rather, we should have different topics and call a topic and change them and call a topic from another topic. But since this is just a demo, I'm going to use this practice. Okay, previously we created these messages and I will just add maybe another question here. I'm going to say ask a question, and my question is which doctor you want to see. And similarly, same way as we were selecting a entity or type of answer from here, I will now select the entity which I have created, which is staff. And there is another option which says select options for user. Clicking here, I can select these were the three options which I have created. I can select, okay, don't show any of these or maybe show one of these. What I'm going to do is I'm going to say, okay, let user select from Dr. George or Dr. Muhammad Ali, but I'm not going to select Dr. Selena. Just imagine this value is not applicable or not available. This is good. I will quickly rename my variable again, Dr. name. Okay. Further, I'm going to add you have requested appointment with, and here I'm going to type the name of doctor. I will save my topic and I will restart chat from here. Even if I don't do it, it will work, but just to refresh everything. Even you can see I just typed accidentally wrong with wrong spelling. Bot was able to understand basically this user have tried to type hi, and as expected, bot is asking if I want to book an appointment or I want to cancel an appointment. Since we are interested in this option, so let's go with it. And another thing, it has given me this question this time. Best contact number is 04. What date or time I want appointment? I'm going to say maybe next Monday at 9 a.m. And as per our options selected from entity, bot has shown here which doctor I want to book an appointment. I'm going to have appointment with Dr. George. And here is the message which we have received now. So this was a small demonstration how we can create a chatbot Once we create it, the next thing will be we will need to publish our bot. This is the button which will publish, and I will quickly like to explain a couple of more options. Channels, we can configure our bot to channels going from here. These there, as I said before, there are 15 channels available, and the way to configure for different channels will be different. But for a website or for just for demo, PVA also provide a sort of demo website. If I click this option, PVA will be quickly create a web demo website for me, which is this URL, and I will copy it and save it. Now I will able to quickly run my bot in that environment and see how it is working. Since this is first time I'm loading this bot, it may take a couple of seconds, but it was okay. It was quick. Okay. I Okay, and the rest is same. I will skip it because we have just left a few minutes and I want to quickly wrap my slides. There were many different demos, but since we have a little limited time, so let's proceed. Just I will quickly maybe we can create chatbots in different languages as well. For this demo I have created I'm not going to demo it, but just I have a demo which was with in Urdu language. There are many supported languages and French, German, Portuguese, and a few other languages are supported. In near future, like Microsoft is further extending support for additional languages. My apologies, Microsoft have not announced this support yet, but it is expected maybe shortly, maybe in a couple of weeks or in a month or two. Similarly, we can configure our bot with Microsoft Team. We have today a session. I guess Lisa is presenting this. So if you are interested, you can attend that session as well, like how to configure a chatbot which is created in PVA, but it is hosted in Microsoft Teams. We can use Microsoft. We can use Power Automate, which is also called Flow. And using Flow, we got the ability to like have have automation or interact with different systems. Uh, so this is another demo, but in last maybe I will ask if we have time. I will love to show it. And yes,
Uh,
we have.
I'm happy for you to continue if you like.
Okay, that's great. If attendees like with my M365 May, we have organizers have arranged some a competition and some prize gifts. Please take a screenshot or use QR code and try to work out. I'm not sure if there is a form or but participating from this QR code, you are participating for winning prizes. Yeah, since Lauren has confirmed we have a few minutes further, so it's a good idea. I will quickly demo a bot with which is using Power Automate. Okay, I need to check. I think this is the bot Perry which I created, and as per some website, Perry was probably the second bot which historically become famous, and it was developed somewhere in some universities probably. Before proceeding, I will explain what this demo will be about. Basically, I have used Microsoft Dynamics 365. Here I will just start conversation with my bot, and bot will say, okay, is it okay if some of our staff contact you later? And after that, bot will ask some basic details, and using those details, bot will create a lead in Dynamics 365. And this is not just limited to Dynamics 365. Since we are using PVA support Power Automate, and Power Automate have ability to talk to almost any backend system. It can be a database, it can be SharePoint, it can be Microsoft Team, or pretty much whatever we can imagine. Let's start the conversation. Okay, in this for this demo, bot has responded. Okay, it can help me if I need some my inquiries about consultancy or training. I'm going to select training. Okay, bot is asking, is it okay if someone call me back in 24 hours? Since as per this process or design of this bot, I'm going to say yes, please. Or maybe let me enable these topics first and click restart so we can see how the conversation is happening, which topics are being called. And as per previously explained, I will go for training. Now we can see on the right hand side, bot has showed me different options. And if I will be clicking consultancy, conversation will be moving to this branch. Here I just have displayed a message, and after that I have called another another topic here, which is confirm success. I also want to explain here, in our messages we can use smileys or HTML characters. And let's move to the other part of demo, which is training. Okay, uh, I'm going to say yes, it's good if someone call me back in 24 hours. Your first name, please. I'm going to type my name here. Last name, I'm going to type my last name. Email, I'm just roughly typing something. Inquiry, please. Under inquiry, I'm going to say I need to learn about Power Virtual Agent. Currently, this is basically happening. PVA has PVA has like triggered the flow behind. I will explain that flow as well. But just now, what it has done is basically based on my provided details, it have post that data to Dynamics 365 and created a lane. We will go and check that as well. I think I have missed that part in my explanation. Let's go back. Okay, from here, when user click training, uh, bot will show a message and ask, is it okay if someone call back in 24 hours? This this question is of type boolean. And next, bot asks first name, and here in this example, I have used user's entire response as full name. Last name again, user's entire response, but it can be we can use person name as well, which I explained in my first demo. Similarly, your email, again, it is just a rough demo, but we have specific email type which should be used when when we are receiving an email from user. Similarly, I ask what is inquiry, and all of these things I have saved in different variables. I have created next a Power Automate flow, and from here I am basically passing all my variables to PVA, to Power Automate. And once Power Automate respond me, I'm going to show I have shown this message, and after that it was end of conversation. Okay, so let me quickly go and explain this flow Power Automate which was working. So basically this is the schema, and this is the endpoint which is being used for to receive this request. After that, my flow is basically just creating a new record in Dynamics 365. Pretty much simple, basic thing. And after that, it is just responding back. It is not returning any output, but just after finishing processing, control will go back to bot, which is here. So that is it. Let's quickly go and see. If I refresh, I hope we will able to see the inquiry which we sent. Yeah, it is here. We can see whatever our inquiry was, it just have created a record from here. I mean, this is just a basic demo, and it is not just limited to Dynamics 365. Power Virtual Agent basically provide two ways of which are sort of ways to extend them. One of them is using Power Automate, and the other one is using scales. Scale is more coding sort of thing, which I'm not touching in this demo. But using Power Automate is pretty much no code, low code approach for doing things. So that was it. And just before closing, I will quickly explain. We created a couple of topics, but not always we have to handcraft our topics. PVA provide this feature here, which is suggest topic. If we go here and we provide some URL, PA will able to like generate topics from that URL. I think it will take a couple of minutes if I demonstrate the whole process. But once we provide URL here, it will we will say add and start. After that, it will take maybe 1 or 2 minutes, and under this tab of suggested topics, it will list all the topics which it has extracted from. Or maybe let me I from my blog I have just I'm going to copy a link and try to maybe generate topics out of it. And as it is happening, come on, come on. Once it generate topics, they will be appearing under suggested topics, and just simply we will able to go select a topic and include that topic in existing topics and activate it and start using it. It will take maybe a minute or so. Meanwhile, I will go back to my slides and try to finish my slides. Next is licensing. As of now, PVA licenses are available per tenant, and the price is 1000 US dollars, and any number of users on that tenant can start using PVA after that. Excuse me. And this license also includes Power Automate or Flow, but the only condition is Flow should be triggered from Power Virtual Agent, and any number of users can create up to 1000 chatbots. Only limitation after that is per tenant, all the all the chatbots can have maximum two two 2000 sessions of chat. Now this I know this licensing is more suitable for per tenant. but there has been a lot of feedback being provided to Microsoft, and we are expecting anytime soon Microsoft will announce another type or more flexible sort of licensing as well, which will be suitable for people if they if they don't want to use for per tenant licensing. And if someone wants to get started with PVA, here are two resources. PVA community recently have been launched, and this is a place where you can connect with community, you can ask any questions, you can find tutorials, articles, videos. Another feature which PVA is soon going to release is ability to import and export bots between environments. Once that is done, people we will able to community will start sharing some bots from there. You can try, you can download, configure a bot and start playing with that as well. Second resource is PVA in a day. These are sort of hands-on labs. You can download it, they have instructions, just a sort of to do some hand-on work. In conclusion, I'm really excited about PVA and the sort of empowerment it is doing. If you if you are a developer and you have created a chatbot ever using Microsoft bot framework, you can imagine what sort of effort it is. But using PVA, it is really quick and anyone can start creating a chatbot without doing any coding, of course. And after that, before we move for any questions, let me quickly finish my demo. Yeah, it just have execution has completed and it has suggested me 7 topics. And these topics it has generated from my blog, from this article, whatever, let your bot smile. Based on some headings, it just have figured out a few things. So coming back to here, we can select all of the topics, add these topics to existing topics, and we will able to start using it, or simply we can select whatever is not suitable and delete that. So that was it. That was end of my demos. And yeah, let's quickly see if there are any questions. uh, Before questions, here are my connection details. I will love to connect with people. If we are not connected already, please send me a connection request. And before going for question, I want to say thanks to sponsors, to organizers. It is really a huge effort from organizers of this event. I really want to say thanks for this opportunity for me to share my knowledge and learning with community. And yes, please, if there are any questions, I will try to address those now. Lauren, looks like from question side we are okay.